What's going on, everybody? The Shadow is here, and I want to teach you how to train, or in fact take you through my training system. This is what I use to create my class workouts and the workouts for my individual one-on-one clients or semi-private clients, and I want to take you through that. It's very simple. Just teach you the structure, and then all you have to do is plug in certain exercises that you need to do to get whatever goal you desire. So let's begin. The first phase is to soften. With my training system, we do full body movements. And so you need to be able to move each joint in your body to its range of motion that is needed for whatever movement you're gonna do. So my problem area are my calves. So I'm gonna show you a quick way to do that. So what I do is just using my thumbs only, I'm pretty much just gonna apply a lot of pressure into a certain area of my calf, trying to get the neurons, the receptors in there to turn off, to tell my brain to turn off these muscles, because these muscles are very, very overactive and tight. So I just dig in there. That is the soften part of the phase, is just to soften the very, very tense, overactive muscles. So I take about 1 to 2 minutes to do this. And then, once you're done softening the muscles, whatever muscles are firm or too stiff on you, you go into stretching. So I'm going to show you a quick stretch to stretch out this muscle. What I would then do is, after I soften the muscle up, I would stretch it. This is a great calf stretch right here. Even just bending down puts the calf stretch on there. I want to increase that calf stretch, bring it right down into here. So I would just stretch the muscles that I've softened up. But of course, you want to stretch every muscle. So after you stretch the muscles you just softened, stretch out the other muscles you may not have softened, just to make sure you get full joint movements. That is phase 2, the stretch. After the stretch, we want to get warm. We want to get a sweat going on. So phase 3 is sweat. What we do from there is we do full body movements that are going to increase your heart rate, but not only that, but open up your joints to increase your range of motion. So I like to give complex exercises. One of the greatest ones I like to start with is a windmill. Bring the arm up in the air, look up, rotate your torso, touch the ground with the opposite hand, stand right back up. There's a lot going on here, and a lot that you're stretching. A couple other cool ones that I like people to do: get them into a walkout, get them into this position, the full push-up, maybe do a groin step, touch the elbow to the floor, get a full arm circle there, that we're getting some shoulder mobility. Elbow to floor, walk it back up. So when you do that enough, you'll get a nice sweat going on. You'll feel each joint, all the muscles, getting nice and warm. So, next phase is to stabilize. One of the things you can do, and I like to do this, is get people to stand on one leg. If you can do this for a minute, that's pretty good. But can you move while standing on one leg? Can you kick up your opposite leg? Can you move your torso? Can you kick your leg out to the side and try to touch something? How stable can you make your joints and muscles? So once you're feeling warm, you got a little bit of a sweat going on, that should be about a 5-minute period right there. You're gonna move on, you're gonna stimulate your nervous system. Your nervous system is what controls your muscles. So you wanna turn on the controller. So, depending on your level, you may just stimulate weak muscles in your body. So if you're a desk jockey and you're sitting at your desk all day and you come in to train after work, one of the things I'll always have you do are pull aparts. Just pulling apart a band to get your upper back muscles to engage and turn on. Maybe we'll do some glute bridges to activate your glutes because you've been sitting all day. And if you're a little more advanced, what we'll do is we'll do more of a higher, fast-paced, kind of powerful exercise. One of the great ones I like to do is medicine ball slam. So you pick up the medicine ball, slam it on the floor, get into a deck squat. It's one of the ways to stimulate. Another way you can stimulate your muscles, not only that, but increase your quality of speed, is to do some form of an agility drill. So, I'm gonna show you this one here. This definitely turns on your brain and gets your body ready to work and do the harder things. Once you stimulate your muscles with some sort of basic, easy to do exercise, you move on to a skill. Now, depending on your ability again, your skill might just be learning how to squat and holding it, finding your sticking points, or it could just be learning how to hinge and how to pick something up off the ground. Or your skill could be a little bit larger, like how to use the mace. So once you get your basic skills down, and you take about 5 minutes to learn each skill, you can then progress to bigger skills. So one thing I'm currently working on is a lateral swing with the mace. Do full clockwork swings. So imagine if you just went into this without stretching, without stimulating your muscles. It'd be difficult to do. After that phase, we move on to the strengthening phase. This again is one of my all-time favorite phases here. Strength. So, again, depending on your level, your strength exercise could just be doing squats and staying in the skill phase, because squats are good enough for you. Just learning how to do it with body weight and maybe a pole in front of you. So I'm going to show you a skill exercise for more of an advanced person. Taking the kettlebell, let's break it down. We're going to sit on the butt. Maybe do some kettlebell presses while seated. A great strength exercise. And for strength, you want to do something with a heavier weight or just body weight, but simply it should be something that you can only do a few times. Keep it at 4 for that. We just finish up, got to make sure I'm evenly balanced, and like I said, it's one of my favorite phases, so of course, I'm gonna do the strengthening. All right, so after you strengthen your muscles, we're doing some sort of compound big lift. It could be squats, deadlifts, bench press, weighted push-ups. As you saw, a seated kettlebell exercise. You're gonna move into stamina. Now, this is the portion that most people hate. I really don't like it that much. I really don't like what I'm telling myself that I'm gonna have to do. Stamina is where you challenge and push your body past what you feel comfortable with, and then continue to move. So we're gonna start off, I'm just gonna do bear crawls. I'm gonna bear crawl the field and back. That's my stamina. Some people call this one a finisher, because after you've done the workout, it's time to finish you off. You gotta do things that you're sometimes unwilling to do to get the results that you desire. Phase 9, stretch. Stretch the muscles that you've just worked, or the muscles that are mostly tight. Again, at the beginning, if you saw, my problem area was my calves. So I'm gonna do a calf stretch. So, calf stretch, one of my favorite ones, is again, hold the downward dog. Right in here. I would hold this for about 1 minute, then maybe I'll transfer into a inner thigh stretch, hold that for a minute, and then reach back and get a quad stretch for a minute as well. We're just holding this Of course, for time's sake, I'm sure you don't want to watch me do 3 minutes of stretches. And you can always flow into some sort of exercise as well. With the lat stretch. You can find some sort of odd position that isn't painful, but just provides some sort of discomfort. Get in that position, stay in there until you feel comfortable. That's the best way to stretch. Finally, everybody's favorite phase, Shavasana. Very, very simple, but sometimes hard. Just lie down and breathe. Just think about nothing. Try to meditate. Or maybe think about the workout you just put yourself through and give yourself a pat on the back. You know, maybe high five yourself because you deserve it. You just went through 10 different phases of training and made yourself better. There you have it. The 10 phases of training. Now, every session is not going to have every phase. You might, or sometimes you might, focus on one phase for a longer duration. So phase 1 is soften. You want to spend about 1 to 2 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes, depending on how tight you are. Phase 2, stretch. Stretch those muscles that you just softened. All the tight, tacked down muscle tissues, stretch those. And also every other joint in your body too. That one, you're gonna spend about 5 minutes on. Sometimes you'll spend about 20 minutes, again, depending on how tight you are. Third is the sweat. This one should take about 5 minutes to do. It's constantly moving for 5 minutes, doing more full body movements, complex type of movements. So one movement that moves into another movement that can move into another movement, if that makes sense. The 4th, 5th, and 6th phases, these are where things get a little bit tricky here. I like to stimulate people's muscles first by doing some sort of explosive or powerful exercise that's pretty easy to do. The third thing, the phase 5 would be to stabilize your muscles or joints. We've got to make sure that we're not, doing things on a weak or shaky surface, because when you're not stable, the chances of injury can increase. After the stabilization phase, it's skill. Now, some people can stay at this skill because skill can kind of correlate with strength as well. Your skill is what you suck at. You want to spend time doing what you're not good at doing at all. So for a beginner client, it could just be just a general body weight and movement. It could be a lunge, just learning how to lunge with more of an upright torso versus doing one of these lunges here where you're kind of like this, but just teaching how to do a specific movement or skill. Once you become more advanced, you can increase those skills, doing some sort of calisthenics bar work perhaps. After that phase, you want to strengthen. And again, if you're a beginner, you're not going to do all these phases, but the more advanced you are, you're going to do probably every single phase. You're going to strengthen things, sometimes using just your own body weight, or using weights. If you do use weights, chances are you're going to use a heavier weight. They can only lift about 1 to 5 times. After you strengthen, you want to go for a stamina phase, which some people call a finisher. I call it stamina because it's all about how long you can maintain a certain amount of effort for. So you saw me do a very bear crawl, which was not fun at all, but it's something I had to do because it was able to push myself. And that's what makes this 1,000 times stronger. The 9th phase is to stretch. Do a longer stretch, about 1 minute per muscle group or per joint. And you want to do stretches that stretch out a lot of muscles, not just one muscle. And make sure you stretch the muscles that you just worked during the workout. The last phase is Shavasana. Lying down on the ground, breathing, getting yourself to cool down and relax from all the work that you've just done. And there you have it. So next time you're trying to design your workout, put it together with these phases in mind and go ahead and work through those phases. Don't just go to the gym, find the heaviest weight and start doing it. That could lead to injury. It's not the smartest thing to do. But go through all these phases, spend more time if you need to, and it's going to get you to learn what's up with your body, and you're going to be able to transform your body overall because you're not just sticking to one or two things. You're doing everything you can when it comes to training. So I hope this all helps you out, and it only works if you do. So take action on it, try to implement that into your workout, and just plug in the exercises that go along with it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. The Shadow is out.